Today we're going to talk about how to calculate the slope of a line. Here I've drawn a line in blue along the Cartesian plane. I've also chosen 2 points, points A and points B, that lie within the line and they lie on top of grid lines, so I can easily determine its coordinates. Calculating the slope between the A and B points, which is a line segment, is the same as calculating the slope of the entire line. So let's get started. The coordinate of A is 2 and 4. 2 represents my first x value, 4 represents my first y value. Point B is along the coordinates of 4 and 8. 4 represents my second x value, and 8 represents my second y value. To calculate the slope of this line segment, and therefore the slope of the line, I can use the equation m equals y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. I can utilize this equation by looking at my y2, which is from my point B, which is 8. Then I subtract my y1 value, which is from point A, which is the value of 4. I then divide that all by the second x value, which is 4, subtract by the first x value, which is 2. Using BEDMAS, I have to do 8 minus 4, which is 4, and put that all over 4 minus 2, which is 2. Then when I divide 4 by 2, I get a value of 2. Therefore the slope of my line is 2. If I look at this equation closely, I can come up with another equation for slope. When I look at y2, which is this value here, and I subtract the y value 1, I'm really looking at the distance between these 2 points. We call this distance the rise. And then again, in the first equation, when I do my x2 and I subtract my x1, I'm really looking at the distance between these two areas. So this distance we call is run. So if I look at the grid blocks, I can count my rise and my run. My run is 2 across. My rise is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Using this equation, I have 4 divided by 2, which also gives me a value of 2. Using either equation will give you your slope of your line. The reason why you might want to choose one over the other depends on what's given to you. When I'm given coordinate points, I would be more inclined to use this equation, as I can then calculate the slope. Then I would use this equation here when I'm giving the distance of my rise and my run. So now you have 2 equations to calculate the slope, using coordinates or using distance.